maybe 15 to 20 people, if I'm recalling correctly, in that handicap stall, just hiding. So we just continued to hear gunfire, and I just remember thinking, when is it going to stop? It kept getting louder, closer, and I can actually start to smell, I don't know, I guess it's gunpowder, I'm not sure. It kind of smells like when firecrackers go off. So everyone in the stall where we were all trying to just be as quiet as possible. We didn't want to attract attention, but the gunfire kept getting closer and closer. And at one point, everyone's just like, shh, be quiet, be quiet. And that's when bullets start going through the stall wall towards us. So I can't recall exactly how many bullets, but it sounded like it sounded like he unloaded eventually. And I was hit in my foot, my left foot, my right knee. I thought it was shot a third time, but it ended up being a graze. My friend who was with me was hit as well, and his injuries were worse than mine. And overall, there was just a lot of blood, a lot of people were hit, and even some fatalities which were apparent almost immediately. So everyone's just, panicking. After the shot stopped, the gunman leaves to the other bathroom that was adjacent to us, and we hear more gunfire, more people screaming. At that point, we were just trying to be as quiet as possible because we didn't want to attract him back to us. So we're just laying down, trying to assess the situation. I dialed 911 a few times, tried explaining to the operator what was occurring, what was going on, while continuing hearing gunfire. And some time went by, and kind of quiet down a little bit. I finally heard the police arrive. I heard police yelling, "Drop it, hands up," and but I don't know what was going on. So eventually, kind of quieted down some more. I was bleeding. My friend Jeff was bleeding a lot. I was on the ground in a pool of blood. I wasn't sure whose it was, but I felt like it was my friend's Jeff because he was hit right around here. I can see a bullet hole right here. He was sweating, just looked overall really weak and in bad condition. And my thought process was, do we stay here and wait for the shooter to come back, or do we try to leave? So I tried maneuvering so I can exit underneath the stall, but then people, they were like, "No, stay here, don't go anywhere because you will get killed." So I stayed there for a little while longer, but everything just kind of quieted down, and all I heard was police chatter on the radio from the distance. I didn't hear any more gunfire. So at that point, I decided to, little by little, drag myself underneath the stall to exit the handicap stall where we were. Once I got out of there, I saw that there was a body in front of the door on the opposite side. I didn't see anyone else around, so I couldn't walk, so I had to drag myself out of the bathroom toward the bar area where I was initially, and until I actually saw the face of a police officer. So when I finally saw an officer, I had my cell phone in my hand and I started waving the light so he can see me. And at that point, the officers instructed me to lift my hands, drop whatever I had in my hands, and they instructed me to drag myself toward them.
He started speaking, and I believe after he got off the phone with 911, he started speaking in Arabic. And now that I know to be Arabic, at first I didn't know what the language was. And after that, he even spoke to us directly in the bathroom. He said, "Are there any black people in here?" I was too afraid to answer, but there was an African-American male in the stall where most of my body was, majority of my body was, had answered. And he said, "Yes, there are about 6 or 7 of us." And the gunman responded back to him saying that, you know, I don't have a problem with black people. This is about my country. You guys suffered enough. And he made a statement saying that it wasn't about black people. This isn't the reason why he was doing this. But through the conversation with 911, he said that the reason why he was doing this is because he wanted America to stop bombing his country. So the motive was very clear to us who were laying in our own blood and other people's blood, who were injured, who were shot, that we knew what his motive was, and he wasn't going to stop killing people until he was killed, until he felt like his message got out there.